and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.
Are we clear?
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course,
One of our
Bob.
favorite topics today, Brad, how to improve your posture, stop pain at home, work, and in bed. And well, I'm going to let you take it away, Brad.
Well, Bob, the 4 Ps.
The 4 Ps, that's what I thought you were
Exactly.
going to say.
All right. Poor posture produces pain. It's a lot of pus going
It's
out.
a kitty cat. Poor posture produces pain.
But it's true. You ask any therapist and the chiropractors, and they say it's an epidemic. It's coming up. Seated is the new smoking. And this,
Yeah.
you know, from neck, shoulder, arm, low back, thoracic, you know, there's all types of ailments that can be produced of it. So
Quite painful.
We got to get to the basics, Bob.
Right.
Before we get that far, I see about 720 people out there.
Thanks for joining us. If you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also go over to Facebook and like us because Brad and I, as children, we're not liked. It's sad, but it's true. And now we're trying to turn things around.
Okay,
All
Bob.
right.
We got to talk about that. My wife just made a comment on
Oh, did she? She's starting to believe it?
Yeah. Okay, posture. The big one, seated posture.
Yeah.
How many times do you find yourself or you see people, your children, whatever, and this is it? You know, you ever
Right.
have it where someone comes with a back pain and you're going to interview them and they sit like this and you go, oh.
Well, they're sitting like this.
Yeah.
You know.
Or like this.
Yeah.
So,
This
good.
looks like it's not that harmful.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people sit that way. But over time, it really plays havoc on your system.
Oh, it really does. So we're going to go from this. You're going to take your bottom. You're going to scoot it back. This is good posture in a flash here. You're going to take your shoulders, bring it back, head over the shoulders, chin slightly tucked in. And
Ears over the shoulders,
right,
lined
that's
up with the shoulders.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. Thank you,
And
Bob.
one thing, Brad, you always want to make sure you find a chair that has room for your butt to go back.
Yeah.
Some of these chairs that are kind of got a scoop bottom,
Yep.
you can't get your butt
Right.
back, and then you're not going to be able to sit up straight.
Particularly, not lawn chairs for one, but
Right.
also in the living room.
Right, the soft chairs,
soft chairs.
recliners. A lot of those, you sink into them.
Right.
There's no way to have good posture unless you take like a throw pillow and put it behind
Right.
you.
Do some modifications.
Modifications, right.
Let's go to standing. We're going to have to come over this way, Lonnie. Just use a wall. Take your sacrum, you're right below the belt line, plant that on the wall, bring your feet close to the wall, and then your shoulder blades. And I just had a patient yesterday, he's lifted weights, he's in his 50s, he's lifted weights hard in his younger years. He cannot get his shoulders back like this.
Yeah, if you overwork the chest muscle, which a lot of weightlifters do,
Yeah.
they do so much bench press.
Right.
It tightens up the pectoralis major and minor, and you get rolled
Right,
shoulders
right.
like that. You want to spend almost more time working the muscles that pull you back
Right.
than you do pulling you forward.
And that's whether you're a weightlifter or you're just
right.
the average
Lifting for
person
health.
working at a computer workstation or living your life. Get the shoulders back, and your head should be able to touch here. And he couldn't even touch his head because he had to go back like this because everything
Sure.
up here is well
Everything's
built
all
up.
tightened up.
God bless him for lifting weights and trying to stay in shape, but we want to lift weights and stay healthy as well.
And don't give up on it. You know, a lot of people, I see the comments, they say, well, I'm too late. You know, it's too late. It's all fused.
Right.
And a lot of times it's not, though. I mean, a lot of times you can make some gain on
Right.
it. And
Right.
maybe not get back to straight up, but you could at least improve it and stop it from getting
Right.
worse again.
So the whole point is be aware of your posture, whether you're sitting, whether you're standing, and we're also going to address it laying down in bed because that can influence how things go. Because with poor posture, we know, Bob, the shoulder is greatly affected by range of motion. If you're slunched over like the patient I worked with yesterday, which he does have severe shoulder problems, you can lift this high. Get yourself in good posture, and those shoulders start to
All
work.
the way up.
Right.
Yeah. Another way it affects
Right.
everything. So
You want to lay down, Bob, and
Sure.
let's look at posture in bed once. And why don't here? Most people probably use a pillow. Let's go into the fetal position. Some people
Okay.
like to curl up in this position, which, if you jump in bed and it's wintertime and it's cold, I do this myself. But once I warm up, I get myself out into better posture. Now, Bob, he does have the pillow doubled up here, which helps his neck in a neutral position versus...
yeah, if it, like this, now look at my head, it's tilted this way,
Right.
and that's not good for your neck. And it's ideally, you know, some people put their hand underneath here, but
Sure.
that's can get a little bit hard on the arm too. So
Right.
ideally, you want to have the 2 pillows or the doubled up. You know, if you're on your side, Brad, it doesn't mean you can't lay on your side. It just means don't bring your knees way up. You know, you right here now, my back is still straight now.
Right.
So
Yep.
I think you know we want to make that distinction.
Yeah, we're talking about that neutral position. Try and
Right.
keep that spine so it's not kinked up while you're sleeping
Especially
all night
that
long.
the spine and we're talking about the neck itself too. Don't be
Sure.
like this all night long because you're just playing into that.
And if you lay in your back or the supine position, you know, that's inherently puts you in a neutral position as long as you don't have a big thick pillow
Right.
bringing your head up like that. You know, that affects your breathing, your spine, the neck.
So usually on your back, it is a good position, is what Brad's alluding to. That you're in a pretty good straight position.
Right.
So
Yep, exactly. So, all right. Now, Bob, what I wanted to do
go over the
is,
details of seated or what?
no, I want to do some exercises
Oh,
that you
sure.
can do throughout the day.
Sure.
So if you are working, I don't suggest that you do these exercises while you're at the supper table with your family. That's not what we're doing. But if you work at a computer workstation or you're seated for a good part of the time of the day, you know, what can you do? All right. So I'm going to say this, scapular retraction.
Yeah, this is a good one to do.
I hate-
Right now, you guys are watching us out there. If you're watching us on your phone or on your computer, go ahead and take,
Right.
just do a couple of these and
Right.
start squeezing those shoulder blades
And
together.
I don't care if you're on the subway or what you're doing watching. So I want you to start doing
This looks natural. People aren't going to make fun of you,
Well,
right?
eventually, this is going to be the norm. You
Of
know,
course, this is coming from the people that were picked on as children, so maybe we don't know what norm is.
Yeah,
So-
but here we go. We're going to work on that. And then the chin tucks. And this is something that I do regularly in the car. You know, if I'm driving down the road, I'll look over at the stop sign and I'll see people like this and I'll say, darn, I got to remind myself. Sometimes I feel like rolling the window down.
I say, hey, you.
Check your posture.
I think that's one thing that you should start looking at yourself in pictures and see what you're
There you
doing.
go.
I had a friend that one time he saw himself on film, a security film. He works at a company, and he's walking. He's like, "Who's that old man?" And it was him. He goes, he didn't realize that his posture had crept into this
coming
locked-in,
over.
over
Sure.
position.
You
so
bet.
it's very subtle and it happens over time. So it's a battle every day. You have to try to
Right. Bob and I were just talking about ourselves. We talk about this all the time, and
Yeah.
we catch ourselves, whether our cell phone or our iPad in this posture. It's just,
Oh, I see us on film a lot of times. I'm like, what was I doing? I'm trying. It's a thing on posture. I got bad posture. So you become more acute at or better at determining people's postures
right.
if you watch it a lot.
If you're in poor posture 100%
Astute,
of
I
the
was
time,
trying to say.
astute, good term. If you're in poor posture 100% of the time versus 50% of the time, major difference.
Right.
It's going to make a big difference over time.
So chin tucks, scapular retractions
Right.
are always really good ones.
If you're going for a walk or if you're just walking, again, we're going to think about getting the head over and walking tall and straight, as opposed to get that image of if you're walking like that stereotypical older person who's had poor posture all their life, and we just want to straighten up. And then you can work, again, shoulder, scapular retraction, shoulder retractions.
While you're walking.
Right. One thing you can do is just take your hands behind your back while you're walking, do that stretch, and lift up. Now, I'm kind of tight this way inherently. I should be doing more of these.
What I do is, when I go for my run in the morning, I walk first a little
Yep.
bit to warm up, and then while I'm doing that, I'm doing this.
Sure.
And I actually even rub right here a little bit, Brad.
Sure.
And this loosens up the pectoralis.
Yep.
And then my shoulders go back better. 'Cause
Sure.
It's really important that you want to run with good posture.
Right,
too. I
right.
see people like this, they can't breathe as well. I mean, we worked really on this a lot when I worked with the cross-country team. Really want your chest out so that you can breathe well and take in oxygen.
Oh, right.
And it really can make a difference in your
Right.
times.
Oh, yeah.
So-
You need to get that oxygen in, that carbon dioxide out, because that's the whole fuel for the muscles.
The cue I heard, Brad, quite often, which I thought worked out quite well, is you picture that there's a hook on top of your head and there's a rope pulling you up.
Sure.
And sometimes that helps me thinking to
Yep.
pull. My head's getting pulled up towards the ceiling.
We could do that for a video, Bob. We're getting
Yeah,
that
yeah.
belly up here, We should do that.
You know, it's the Alexander technique. You maybe never heard of that, but
No.
that's a whole thing on posture. And that was one of the cues he would say is like a rope is pulling your head up.
That visual.
So,
yeah. Oh, that's can be very powerful. So, once again, posture, head up, shoulders back, breathe.
Yeah.
Teach it to your children and grandchildren, and it's going to make a tremendous difference. But Bob,
change the world.
We're going to change the world, but I don't know if this is going to relate to that one thing we can't
That's
really.
right. Brad and I can fix just about anything
Except for.
a broken heart.
Yeah, but this might relate to it, Bob. It's
No,
in
it
the
doesn't.
chest.
It doesn't.
It might, Bob.
We're working on it, though.
I'm going to work on it.
Never mind.